Let's see what he can do. So I do like Birdie. I like the pickup last year with Birdie. So I almost feel like I would hate to see it gone before it ever really started, unless, of course, he goes in the spring and just looks awful. So I get that.
Right.
But all things aside,
we got a lot to, we still got a lot of stuff to get through. Right.
Right. I mean, based on the information we have at hand, I see Birdie sticking with the club. You and I talked about Lyons. We like that pickup too. I mean, he could be something. Liriano, though, like, I just don't know, man. I know it's our old friend. It's Liriano. Like, it's a cool story and all, but he's a one-trick pony at this point in time. You know, you have guys like Lyons, Birdie with that upside. Liriano's on the downswing of his career, and all he can do is get out lefties. And in this day and age, I just don't know if you really keep a guy on the club because he can get out a left-handed hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just find that hard to fathom. Not with the bullpen that we have.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
I guess the roster situations we have, like Kingham and such.
With that connection, I could just see Liriano like making. It's pretty much like Liriano in Lyons is almost kind of like the lottery ticket, and it's like if they rekindle some magic with those guys, you know, like Searage works his magic with one of them in camp. That's probably going to be the deal breaker. You know, like I said, I still think I'm with you. I still think Birdie has that inside track, unless he's like just looks off or gets injured. But so basically, DiNardo, so if that's what happens, if it's Birdie and and Kingham, you know, and everything making it, you know, Michael Feliz doesn't make the team. You know, Clay Holmes, I'm guessing, would just be back at AAA, along with, you know, I don't know, maybe Aaron Slagles goes to Neverakis will be at AAA. But yeah, as far as Feliz, I mean, yeah, he would just be a AAA
we have
as well.
some
I don't think
bad
he's out
hombres
or
here.
anything like that.
Yeah. It's a mess. So again, here's all the mediocre to below mediocre talent that's piling up in the bullpen.
Right.
You know, like to make that last spot.
Yeah,
Feliz, there's a lot of upside
has one
in some
option.
of them.
Feliz has one option left, and Neverakis has one option left. So
yeah, Neverakis ain't making the club. Let's
that's
put it
probably
that way.
where they're. Yeah,
He
I was going to say
ain't
no,
making
he's
the
pretty
club.
much. I will go on record to say he will not.
Okay, so I think I'm with you that it's like really a fight between Lyons and Liriano.
Yeah,
and I honestly, I don't know, man. Like, to me, I just feel like Lyons, I don't say has the better shot in the sense. I think maybe Pirates brass would want Liriano to take that, you know, take it and run with it. But I truly feel as far as talent, I think Lyons has a better shot of making it than Liriano.
Here's the other thing, too, with Birdie, DiNardo. So Birdie has three options. Now, he was a Rule 5 guy, but the rules are that they have to stay on the Major League roster, you know, including the DL and everything, for the remainder of that next season, correct? That's
so
the way.
Birdie has to stay on the club for 60 days.
Oh, it's okay. So 60 days this year or just from last year?
This year.
Oh.
Because
okay, so
I
he's
think
making
because
the
like
team.
the DL stint he had last year, like it didn't count.
Okay.
So
because I didn't know if that like counted to say like, well, he technically was on the 40-man all year. He was just injured, so now he could actually get optioned. So he could stay up 60 days and then get actually optioned down to AAA. Then
so that is true, right? The Pirates would have to keep him for that time length, and then he could get optioned. But so again, he's making the club.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, he's making it. Perfect. So then maybe I don't know. If Lyons or Liriano don't make it, they could accept a Indy option, and who knows? I don't know what Liriano.
And then
would
I think
do at this
Liriano
point.
has
I don't really know who else is calling.
I think he has an opt. Is it if he doesn't make the club on opening day, or is it like June 1st? I think he has like an opt out. I think it's June 1st.
Can you really opt out of a minor league deal?
Yeah.
I mean, you can like decline the assignment and just become a free agent, but
yeah, it's like if
sure.
he's not on the major league deal by June 1st, he can bolt.
Oh, there you go.
And you know what? That just now, that's perfect timing. I guess that segue. That makes sense. So theoretically, Liriano could hang around, and if they don't feel Birdie's the man, they could send him down and bring up Liriano. I mean, it could happen, of course, with different guys, but
right.
I think Liriano's is June 1st. I don't think his is opening day. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Who knows? I mean, it's funny how where we stand today opposed to a year ago about Michael Feliz. I mean, we're just assuming that Liriano has a better situation and, chance of making the team than Michael Feliz. Where if you go a year back, we're like, maybe Michael Feliz could be the next Rivero, because of course he wasn't Vasquez then. And, so yeah, it is weird. So the talent's still there. What if Feliz does have like this amazing camp? What if he DeCossios us?
I know.
He could essentially possibly make that team.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got. I think he'll be in that air quotes competition.
Yeah.
I was just looking up our boy. Remember last year's off-season storyline of Kevin Segrist?
Oh God, yes.
He just didn't show up to Indy and was like, "Screw you guys."
Right. What's he doing?
So he didn't pitch anywhere last year.
Right.
So the Pirates, because I'm looking at Baseball Reference, the Pirates released him on October 1st, 2018. So they had his rights all year. He just never showed up. He never pitched anywhere, and he hasn't signed anywhere this year yet.
Well, maybe the Brewers can get him. They don't care if he played baseball recently. They'll get anybody. They freaking got Brett Lawrie.
What did he do? Go on like a 8-month bender? I mean, this is wow.
Maybe. The Pirates literally drank him into retirement.
The dude was 20. The dude's 29. It's not even like he's 34 and he's like, "Oh, I'm done." Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me.
He was kind of like our Tyler Lyons back then,
Segrist,
the minor league deal.
He had some good years. Cardinals pitcher.
You really think he could come out and make the club? And then he did it. And like you said, he was like, screw y'all, I'm out of here.
Yeah, 2 years ago, going into last year, 2 years ago, 2016, he had a 2.77 ERA, 2.17 the year before for Segrist. So, I don't know. That's bizarre, man. Just, hey, I'm not going to play baseball or make any money. See ya.
Didn't burn any bridges at all.
No, not at all.
Let me tell you kids a story. Don't burn bridges.
Right. So, all right. So there's our 25-man roster, basically. Let me ask you this. Do you think there's any chance Brault doesn't make the team?
I think so. There's a chance. The little guys we're talking about. It's hard for me to envision him not. But I guess what I'm saying is, Brault isn't a great pitcher. Now, we saw that he was better in the bullpen, obviously, than a starter.
Right.
He is left-handed, which is something this team's starving for. But again, is Liriano really that dude? Is he going to be better than Brault? That's a realistic question to ask, and I don't know if that's true. You can not like Brault. You can think that Brault isn't a great pitcher, but again, this is where we're at. Liriano isn't that guy anymore. So I can't sit up here and say that, Liriano is better than Brault. As much as you might not like Brault, doesn't mean he's worse than Liriano at this point. And who knows what Tyler Lyons is? You hope so. But I think there's a chance, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, because I had just put Brault as one of the given roster spots, but I'm like, I
think he's the least given of those givens, but yeah.
But he was sent to the minors last year, came back. He has an option left. He has one option left. So I could see it. I think it's unlikely.
Mm-hmm. And I just think too, his versatility. He can definitely go multiple innings.
Yeah, he could be the opener. He could be a piggyback guy. He could be middle of the innings guy. He could be a starter. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's very versatile, and you can't break up the IMHO podcast. Let's be honest.
I know, right? And who knows? He's got a whole off season that he's worked out with. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Trevor's helped him out. He's given him some of that devil magic that he picked up in midseason.
Devil magic. the Cardinals pixie dust.
Yeah, Richard Rodriguez or Richard Williams. He infiltrated the Cardinals. So
Dick Williams. All right. So there's our 25-man rosters, I guess, as of right now. So we'll be getting into spring training and actually seeing some real live games sooner than later. So we'll be able to kind of go from there. But and then we'll get the whole spring training stats. So that'll be fun. But do you want to finish the show on some MLB's changing everything? They want to change everything.
They want to. They're not.
Well, they did.
They're not doing it, but they want
did
to.
Change one thing, DiNardo. The disabled list is no longer. Look, it's now what, the injury list or the injured list?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The IL.
Look, dude, I'm still calling it the DL. It's just going to be the DL.
And that's just one of them things. Is anyone really going to be calling it the IL? I feel like they're not. Like you said, you're just so accustomed to it. And it's not like it's a rule change. It's a name change of literally a designation. You know?
Right.
And you've been calling the DL for how long? I mean, hell, half the time in football I say DL.
right. Instead of like, what are the injury reserve or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, it's going to be DL at least until like 2023.
Right. As I said, it's like, which one will I not say the more, DL or Felipe Rivero? It's like, you know. But I even saw somebody, they put injured and they lowercased every letter, and then they capitalized the D in injured and said DL. So I was like, there we go. It's still the DL.
Nicely done.
So that's one thing. They just went out and did that, and it was like, oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. So no more disabled list. It's not changing anyway, just the name. It's still the same DL.
Yeah, so the Dodgers will still be abusing the hell out of it.
Right. But besides that, MLB had a ton of, kind of like rule proposals that they threw out there. You know, obviously the main one, the universal DH. Now, it came out and finally said, like, I think Manfred said that, you know, this wouldn't happen until, like, I'm guessing the new CBA, what did he say, 2022 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't happening tomorrow. Like, talk about putting teams at a disadvantage. Like, the whole National League would be at a disadvantage for the whole year. Like, you have to give them some time to plan for a DH.
Well, I couldn't imagine, first off, any of these taking place this year. I mean, I never had that in mind. Because,
I think the pitch clock's a possibility.
Okay, I'll put it. So but the thing is, they've been working with that pitch clock for how long, too?
Right.
A lot of these other changes are just like, they're big time changes. And the fact that it's already February, I didn't see it happening. Like, I thought it's more or less, let's put out here so that way we can talk about it maybe next year. So yeah, I'm glad that even like next year's out the window. You know, we're talking like still down the line. So maybe it's like, let's get this conversation going. We can talk about it for 3 years and then discuss. But, so let's just start there. Let's start with the pitch clock. That's one that they feel that they can do this year. For, against it?
I'm for it. I think initially I was against it. You know, like, we're going to have a shot clock now. But they've it's been in the minors, I believe, the last couple seasons. It's like a 20, once the pitcher gets the ball back, it's like a 20 second or 25 seconds, whatever, and it ticks off. And I've actually seen it. I was at a game in, I think, Akron. It was Altoona and Akron, and they had it. And it's just, it's like, out in the outfield, and it once it gets to 5, it kind of, once the pitch happens, it like just shuts off, So like, it didn't impact it much. I don't think the pitch clock will impact it very much, but I think the game does need it. And I'm not saying like it's going to save, 25 minutes a game on average or whatever. I don't think it's really going to do that. But I think it keeps the game moving. You have something going where it's like, okay, these pitchers can't, all right, I'm going to take my time, go off the mound, fix my glove, fix the hat, do this, get the ball. It's like, it just keeps everybody kind of like in a bit of a, in order. It keeps kind of things in a nice ticking, moving order. And hey, you're at 20 seconds. Okay, let's go. And for some of the pitchers that are really like terrible with this, where it's like, I think I've seen articles where it's like 50 some seconds between pitches. I mean, that's absurd. So yeah, you need to get it going. And I'm not saying that it's the pace of play. I just think for just watching on TV and everything, and it is a big thing. The ratings are down. Baseball attendance is down. Like, people want things now. So I do think you need something just going that keeps a running order of everything. And I don't think it would be, this huge distraction or whatever, unless you had some ridiculous pitcher that, there are a couple that really go way long. But I like it. I think pitchers will get more into a rhythm. I think they'll actually learn to like it. That it'll actually put them kind of more in a routine, and it might actually keep the hitters kind of off.
Possibly.
A little bit.
Yeah, possibly. So, I'm with you. I don't hate this at all. I think it could be implemented. This is one where if it happened, I'm cool with it either way. If it doesn't happen, listen, I'll put it this way. If none of these happen, I'm still watching baseball. That's just my
right.
mindset. Like, baseball can stay exactly the same as it is right now as far as rules go. I'm still watching it. But I do get where they're coming from. It's in its pace of play. Everyone loves to point out the time. Like, baseball takes this many hours, NFL takes this many hours. It's not really the time length. It's just the action that's happening.
Yes.
So I do understand that the 20 seconds, 25 seconds, I should say, is It's
the
solid to me.
downtime in between that action.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like nothing's happening. Like football doesn't have that much of it.
The fact that you can, just
Basketball
like you
really
say, you
does.